welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Serena Williams was a tennis star. Caitlin Clark is a basketball star. Yet both these young ladies were invited to the NFL annual meeting to talk about women in sports and flag football. How interesting. The name of the seminar was The Changing Face of Sports and Its Impact on the NFL. Caitlin Clark, Serena Williams, and former football quarterback Eli Manning on Sunday in Palm Beach, Florida, to have a little conversation about the changing face of sports and flag football. What I wanted to point out is how interesting it is to think about how the media report certain things. I'm going to show you 3 different articles, 3 different angles about these individuals coming together to talk about the changing face of sports, the NFL, flag football, and women in sports. I got to start there, and then we'll look at some other things, some photos and things like that. I'm going to take you over first to marca.com. Let's start first with some photos from the event, and then I'm going to show you something really interesting, at least to me. And obviously, I think it would be interesting to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it. On Instagram, NFL posted, "Growing the Game with a Heart." Serena Williams, Caitlin Clark, and Eli Manning spoke at the NFL annual league meeting about the growth of women's sports. And you see what Serena commented here and said, "Yesterday was a blur and all about the future of women at the annual NFL annual meeting." Caitlin, and she tags Caitlin Clark and her husband, Alexis, Eli Manning. And she says, "I love future of women, don't you?" So you see this picture, obviously, with CC and Serena. There is Serena with her husband. And now we've got the 2 ladies and Eli Manning, all smiles. And then the panel discussion, the changing face. You see it right there, the changing face of sports and its impact on the NFL. Caitlin, Serena, and Eli Manning. And here's a closer picture. And the woman next to Caitlin is investor Melody Hobson. According to Yahoo Sports, NFL sends message about Caitlin Clark, Serena Williams, and Eli Manning after a big event. And it has Athlon Sports right here. And it tells where the event was, when the event was. And then you go down, it says, "Clearly the league couldn't be any happier with the initiative to bring out both Williams and Clark, as it also tries to promote women's sports." And it talks about the Instagram post about growing the game I just shared with you. And it goes on to say, "It's certainly no surprise why Serena Williams and Caitlin Clark were chosen for the panel at the NFL's annual meetings. After all, Williams is unarguably the greatest female player in her sport, while Clark is undoubtedly the most influential female hooper today. As the NFL continues to foster both women's sports and further involvement of women in the game itself, fans can probably expect Williams, Clark, and several other female athletes to come in and help the league." You may think it makes absolute sense for a former football player to be at the meeting. It's an NFL annual meeting, but also, like I said, a former tennis player and a current basketball player also at the meeting. IndyStar.com tells us a little bit more than this conversation, the panel about the changing face of sports. This article is called "Why NFL Ownership Sought Out Caitlin Clark's Thoughts on Flag Football." And it says the NFL's most powerful people got a taste of Caitlin Clark's ability to inspire this week. The Indiana Fever superstar served as one of the focal speakers for Sunday night's annual review. Let's continue. Clark, 23, felt like a natural fit alongside Williams, another superstar whose reach transcended her sport and increased its profile. So, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, why? Why? He says we're always looking for perspective. We have owners that are investing in sports, particularly in women's sports. Clark's already an icon at a very young age. She was sitting there with the GOAT, Serena, who understands not just women's sports, but she understands business. I think both of their perspectives were really valuable for ownership to understand and really learn from them. Now, the NFL is heavily invested in the growth of flag football among women and men, using the sport as a tool to grow interest in the United States and internationally. So Goodell revealed at the Super Bowl that the NFL has interest in establishing a professional flag football league and potentially a league for women and men, a desire he reiterated at the end of the meetings on Tuesday. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. He says it gives people a chance to understand this game, particularly the young women. It's clear that there's a lot of interest in professional flag league. And so here's that picture. So NFL Commissioner Goodell wants feedback from women who are superstars in their field, but also understand business. So he said, let's come to the table and let's talk about it. So I guess that is a conversation probably to be continued, or we will see the results of that conversation if this thing goes forward. You want to talk to the best of the best, right? Absolutely. Now, what I find interesting about this event, not so much the event itself, I guess, but the way the media has covered the event. So I said 3 different leanings, perspectives, focuses. It's just interesting to me. It caught my eye. I'm going to share it with you. We're going to first go over to marca.com. The headline here at marca.com is Caitlin Clark shows off her incredible physical transformation in a sleeveless red dress next to Serena Williams. That's the headline. Caitlin Clark's physical transformation in her sleeveless red dress. And it starts off by saying Caitlin Clark isn't leaving any stone unturned in her quest for a maiden WNBA championship in 2025, as the 23-year-old undergoes a huge body transformation by putting on the muscle in a bid to maximize her appearances. It says strength is perhaps not the most important quality in basketball, but it's one the Indiana Fever star is looking to improve as she aims to silence her critics by proving she can't be easily bullied off the ball. And so it gives some statistics about her. And it says, appearing on stage next to Serena Williams, the ex-Iowa Hawkeye donned a striking red bodysuit with red high heels at a talk at the annual NFL League meeting. But eyes were on her arms, not her outfit. The point guard showed off toned arms that looked twice as big as they did during the WNBA playoffs against the Connecticut Sun back in September 2024, showing she's put the work in. And then there's this post from X about wanting to see wanting to see pics because of her arms, it says. So yeah, I guess the definition in the arms. It's interesting to me that that's the headline in this thing. And people have been talking about that. It just wouldn't have been something that I would have thought about, but apparently other people are. And so Coach Stephanie White has chimed in on it. And it says that White says she is stronger first and foremost. That's what she told The Athletic. She figured out right away, I need to get stronger. I can't get knocked around as much. She's done a great job in the weight room, working on balance, strength, and control. The next step is efficiency, fewer turnovers, better shooting percentages. So I guess they asked about the arms. And there's the answer about Caitlin Clark's arms. Big headline. You get to go to the NFL annual meeting. Marca talks about her physical transformation in the sleeveless dress. Forget about the dress. Look at her arms. Now we're going to head on over to athlon.com and see what that angle was. This headline, Serena Williams stuns with outfit at NFL meeting alongside Caitlin Clark. So remember, Marca, Caitlin Clark shows off her incredible physical transformation in a sleeveless red dress next to Serena Williams And then Athlon, Serena Williams stuns with outfit at NFL meeting alongside Caitlin Clark. Interesting. And it says, tennis superstar Serena Williams commanded attention with her stunning outfit at the NFL's annual meetings on Sunday. The 43-year-old was among, okay, so she went and she talked. We know already what they talked about and where it was. And it says, as the event kicked off, the tennis legend was spotted in a head-turning ensemble that perfectly showcased her amazing physique. Williams' outfit delivered an office siren vibe, mixing power dressing with a bit of bold, sexy, and edgy style. The four-time Olympic gold medalist hit the stage wearing an oversized black blazer, which she paired with a body-hugging pencil skirt. And anyway, talks more about her style, the popping colors, and here's the picture right here. Those are two. I got one more to show you. So Caitlin Clark, her physique. They're at this NFL meeting, right? But, oh, those arms. Caitlin's been working on those arms. She's not going to be bullied. Then you get the other outlet, Serena Williams. She looked wonderful. She's got this on. This is the shoes she's wearing, and the colors are popping as she's at this NFL meeting. Well, anybody going to talk about Eli Manning? Yes, indeed. So we're going to go over to BleacherReport.com. Are they going to be talking about his shoes or his arms or the bold colors he's wearing? I don't think so. There's Mr. Manning. And the title is Eli Manning jokes about win percentage in photo with Caitlin Clark, Serena Williams. So Eli Manning was understanding of the company he was with on Monday for his panel discussion at the 2025 NFL owners meeting. And it tells us what we already know. And there's the picture. We've seen the picture. Tells us that how he played 16 NFL seasons with the Giants, 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion. And despite his significant highs, he only compiled a regular season record of 117, which is 500 winning percentage. Anyway, it talks about his 8-4 record in the postseason, elevates his legacy. But his fellow athlete panelists had a bit more consistent winning. Highlights Caitlin Clark having a 2020 500 record for her first season, but it does say her collegiate career featured wild success at Iowa and included 2 trips to the championship, and she compiled a 109.30 record. Now, Serena Williams had an incredible success in her tennis career, winning 23 Grand Slams and 73 total titles. And her overall record was 858 and 156. It ends by saying, while Manning's career winning percentage does lag behind a bit, all three have had significant success, and Clark has some work to do to reach the championship pedigree of Manning and Williams. Okay, well, yeah, she's significantly younger. I just think it's interesting how one article was about Caitlin Clark and her physique, and the other article was about Serena Williams and what she wore. And then the third article was about Eli Manning being self-deprecating. He has not measured up to the success of these ladies. And then that article goes on to highlight all three of their athletic success. It's just fascinating to me how the media will have an angle and go with that angle. Meanwhile, the NFL is like, I just want some information here about the changing face of sports, how it affects the NFL. And what do you think about that there, flag football? But what do you think? I know that there are people out there, I haven't seen anything yet, but I know because I've seen enough in the past to know there are people out there who are thinking, why do we care what women think about football? We don't care about women's perspectives about football. You stick with what you do. Let Cece stick with what she does, and let the men handle the football. What do you think about the NFL wanting Serena Williams and, of course, Caitlin Clark and, of course, Eli Manning there at their annual meeting? Put your comments in the comment section, of course. Where else would you put them? And I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.